there, guys. This is Brandon from Brandon'sMarathon.com, coming to you guys from a very soggy, currently in the first snow of the year, New York City. Hope you're having a good day wherever you are. I'm here today to give a little product review. The folks over at Zensah, which comes from the Italian word Zensah, which I will get into in a second, they sent over their long sleeve compression top for me to try out and to give a review and to let you guys know what I thought about it. So that's why I'm here today. So, firstly, the word Zensah in Italian means without. The company Zensah takes that to mean that athletes should train and should race without limits. Now, having tried this out, I think that it actually means quite something a bit different, relative to their product. Firstly, I'll show you what the top looks like. By the way, you can visit their website at zensah.com. That's ZENSAH.com, and of course, there will be a link shown at the end of this. This is, yes, looks pretty much like your typical long sleeve compression top. It is not your typical long sleeve compression top. Zensah was one of the first companies to use, according to them, graduated compression. Now, what that means is, the best way to explain it is to actually use the image of a sock, a compression sock, which most athletes out there have probably either used or tried on, so on and so forth. And that is to say that the compression is, it gets tighter and looser in different places as the body demands, according to the body's demands. And this shirt is, according to them, no different. And I will say this is the softest, it is definitely one of the softest and most gentle wearing things that I have ever put on. When I have taken it out the few times I've taken it out, probably 3 or 4 times, you really forget that it's there. I really enjoyed it. They claim that it is very, very moisture wicking. As a matter of fact, I will, while I speak to you, go to their website, and under the why is Zensah different, it says their moisture wicking is faster than the other guys. Well, I have to say it is pretty damn fast. I can't tell you exactly what it matches up to the other guys, but it is extremely quick. I was running when it was a moderately cool day, probably about 50, give or take, but I sweat a lot, and I didn't notice, and I wasn't dripping down my back or anything like that. The fit of the top, it was just really great. I mean, very, very comfortable next to your skin, and it had that second skin feel, like it was really a part of you, and that was very, very nice. On their website, it also says that it's seamless construction. Now, while I talk to you about that, I'm going to turn it inside out so that I can, in fact, show you this. Many people, they do the flat seam thing, and, seamless oftentimes kind of tends to mean that, but you always notice kind of like a bump. With the Zensah thing, I have to say that even in the sides, I'm going to hold up to the camera right now so that maybe you can see, that is what the seam, if there is a seam to be had, you can sort of see it right there, but when you run your finger over it, you can barely, it's like nothing's there. It's honestly like it's not a seam, to be very honest, and I'm not blowing smoke. There are, however, on the top, there are seams. I'll call a spade. Right on the shoulder, on the top of the shoulder, you can see a seam there, and you can also see a seam around the arm's eye, which is the place where your arm goes through, around your armpit. But because the fabric is so soft and so gentle to the touch, you don't notice it. It's not a real seam. It's not digging into anything. It didn't chafe because the fabric really truly moves with you. You can also see that in the armpit there and along the back, the spine here, pardon me while I move back from the microphone, you can see the graduated compression zone as well as a cooling zone. It's very, very nice. Breathes really well. I took this out once again when it was pretty cool outside, and right now, again, we're getting our first snowfall outside. I was completely comfortable. Granted, I was wearing not just this alone. I was wearing this with like a tech tee over top of it. What is a tech tee going to do when it's 50 degrees outside? Not much. Very comfortable. Let's see. What else to say about it? The neck doesn't chafe either. The whole thing is made out of this feel-me fabric, if you will, and it's just extremely comfortable. I really enjoyed it. I don't really have anything negative to say about. Oh, excuse me. This isn't necessarily a negative thing because it's kind of a preferential thing as it pertains to me that I found a tiny bit irksome when I was running. I prefer most times when I run when it's cold weather, I wear tights. I don't wear shorts over top of them or anything like that. And I prefer to wear my shirts, whatever shirt I'm wearing, if it's a compression base layer that I will run in from time to time that's made by Under Armour, sleeveless, just to keep from chafing. That I prefer to wear those over top of the waistband of my tights. And it was no different than that with this shirt. Now, the one thing that got a little bit irksome was that the bottom here, where it goes down around the top part of your butt, around your waist, it tended to roll up a little bit because the fabric is so soft and so gentle that it just it doesn't have the force. While it does have graduated compression in all the right areas, that doesn't necessarily need to be one of the areas where the compression is terribly great. So it tended to roll up a tiny bit, or not even roll, but just kind of bunch up, and I just have to pull it down. That was a little bit irksome. However, it was something that I'd be more than willing to look past for the comfort of the piece. It's a really great shirt. You can go to, once again, to Zensah.com. That's Zensah, and I think this right now retails for $49.99. And give it a check out. I hope you enjoy the review. Go to Zensah.com, and please visit BrandonsMarathon.com. Get out there, get your body moving, and keep putting one foot in front of the other.